give me some slack because I'm doing it on the fly.
Hey, what's
I'm
going
gonna
on?
make some mistakes.
Oh, let me turn
And
this
give me
up.
like a 2%.
Yeah, I took a break. Took a break yesterday from feeling the obligation to check in, and it was good. It was good to just not worry about saying hello. But I'm here Sunday saying hello. It's May the 3rd. I've got to make a calendar page. I hope everyone's doing okay. Just moving right along, moving right along, moving right along. I kept forgetting to mention because I put them on the refrigerator, but a fellow named Eric, who I'm certain if I saw you, Eric, I'd remember who you are. But an Eric from Lincoln, Nebraska, sent me some magnets for my refrigerator. He sent me two Todd Rundgren magnets. Isn't that nice? And then a few days later, he sent me a Genesis magnet. Thank you, Eric. That's very kind of you, and probably something for you to do with your spare time in these strange times that we're in. How are you all hanging in there? It is going down the road a bit now. It's, time is getting on, and we're struggling with this. The country is trying to open back up, and yet the illness is not under control yet. So this is just an interesting time. I have mostly been at home. I have had my brother over again. I've had company, practicing social distancing, but very necessary to have these visits. So I'm wearing my RAF t-shirt today and my RAF hoodie. We have these RAF hoodies. Can you see it? It's supposed to get nice today, but it's cool this morning. I do like this time of year, probably the best, springtime. So, a little bit of business and then I'll just clear my head because I really have been spending less time in this last couple of days playing records. I've been sitting outside a lot, and I decided to, while cleaning the house and things, you discover things. And I don't have cable television. I don't pay for it. I have Wi-Fi. No Wi-Fi. I have cable internet connection to the computer. But while cleaning, I just realized I have this antenna. I didn't really think about the fact that it's an antenna. And I went ahead and hooked it up to my television because I got rid of cable TV in the 90s. No, in the early 2000s. And I had stopped watching local TV decades ago because it's so bad. Well, with this time on our hands and being at home so much, I went ahead and hooked it up the other day to see if it worked. And so I spent some time the last couple of days watching or trying to reconnecting with local TV, not cable. And it's like a time warp. It's really no wonder people are so in the dark in America. No wonder people are so easily manipulated. The television that's fed through the ABC and NBC and the other crap, it's like a time warp. People are still watching Cagney and Lacey and Frasier here. And the news is pure propaganda. Really, really sad. Real sad. So, besides that, I've been watching some video concerts and then just kind of catching up on different music video, just trying to see what's happening in this world, and haven't discovered anything. I haven't, uh, the main thing I've discovered is how much I like what I like. This next thing I'm going to share seems kind of strange to share right now because it's like I'm really aware that because of COVID that the economy is in tatters and I'm able to live on my Social Security, but a lot of people don't have that. So what I'm saying is Randy, who put out these CDs of mine, The World is Burning, or the first digital sex, back in the 90s, he put this out on his Randy's Alternative Music label, the American version of the CD, my band. And then he put out this compilation of stuff of mine, his favorites, The World is Burning, limited edition. I had sold out of these, you know, he sent me a couple hundred, and I sold out of them. Made his money back, and we actually made a little money. Well, he sent me a box of 10 of these to sell, and 10 of these to sell, digital sex. And it seemed like an inopportune time to try to sell you anything when necessities are the primary thing we need to spend money on. But I'll leave a link. They're available. Actually, there's a link for this. No, for this. On my Bandcamp. I don't have a link for the digital sex. If you're interested, email me. You know, at this time, if you're interested in buying anything, I'll understand. If you're not, you know, I do. A couple things that have been played recently. Listen to Wigwam Fairyport. This is one I'd really like to have on vinyl. I just love this band. I made this CD, burned it, you know, because this is hard to get a hold of. And it's been reissued, but the reissue even is $50. But I love the album. Some jazz. This is probably one of the best albums from early ECM. This Scorches. SART by Jan Garbarek, Bobo Stenson, Terje Ripdahl, Arnold Anderson, and John Christensen. This is very, very intense. Really one of the best albums on the ECM label. It is. Okay, so I'm going to share another record that I bought recently. It's one that I'll show it now, okay? It's one that intrigued me when I would see it, because it's kind of rare and it's got an interesting cover. Web, I Spider. Now they have another album, the first iteration of the band Web. I have it on CD. I think it's interesting. Yeah. Fully Interlocking. This is the first Web album, and it's more pop than psych. It looks like it'll be psychedelic, but it's really, really pretty well crafted pop music. But by the time the second album came out, the leader of the first band was gone, and this guy named Dave Lawson joined, who ended up, in the band Greenslade afterwards. But they made this album with this intriguing cover. Isn't that this is one of those cool rock and roll covers, I call it. You know, this is one of those just cool, weird record album covers. Web, I Spider, progressive rock. Band led by Dave Lawson, keyboardist who ended up in the band Greenslade. This is good. It truly is progressive in that they're just doing all kinds of things and trying different things with this music. There's a lot of vocals. I haven't paid much attention to the words. I think the words are supposed to be important. But this music, it's somewhere between Colosseum and Morgan, and what eventually turned into Greenslade. This is really good. Really glad I finally got a copy of this. This is something, again, that you don't see very often. So that led me to download and watch on my big TV some videos of Greenslade in the studio. And I almost wish that I'd heard this record before I'd heard Greenslade, because I got into Greenslade when they came out, but the big thing I didn't like about them was the vocals, which is Dave Lawson. I just thought to myself, who is this guy singing like this? You know, and it's like, it was irritating. Well, he does the singing on here, and I really like it. And it's strange, after all this time, it put the vocals on this band into a better context. I actually enjoyed the lyrics, the sound of his voice for the first time. And this is a Roger Dean album cover, the guy that did all the Yes covers. I think this is their second album, Bedside Manners Are Extra. So I got into this last night too, whereas usually I don't enjoy it. I really got into it. So, one more along the same lines, where I was looking for content to download and then watch on my bigger screen, because it's just something to do. And I came across a couple of concert clips by the band Birth Control from Germany. And there's one where they got back together in 2010 and performed this album, Plastic People. Well, it was really good. It was so good that it was like, man, I don't remember that. I don't remember this album being that good. I've had this since it came out. I bought it when it came out. And I do like Birth Control. This is good. But, wow, it was like the live performance gave it an extra dimension. And when I played this, it was like, wow. I remember this music, but it never sounded this good to me. So Birth Control, Plastic People. That was a revelation last night. Plastic People. So I won't stay too long. It's about the time. I don't know what else really to say. I was going to, except this, I was going to share that. It is good that I let my brother come over, because it shows in him more than, I think, me. He'll just start laughing about nothing. And then things that aren't necessarily all that funny, he'll laugh about almost uncontrollably. And I'll have to ask him, what's wrong? What's going on with you? You know? And then he just said, I've been going stir crazy. I don't understand why, Patrick. My brother's name is Patrick. If you're going stir crazy, why don't you do something about it? It's really that simple. If you're getting stir crazy, get in the car and go for a drive. Do something. That's what I do. The primary thing that I miss because of this change in life is doing gigs, going to band practice, and the occasional trip out to shop. I really do spend a lot of time at home. So this is not that different, just that the options aren't there. I notice in others around me, I'm hearing in my neighborhood, I heard this morning, domestic. Thankfully it calmed down, but I can hear people in their houses yelling and screaming. And they're in the house, but I can hear it. So let me know how you're doing. Leave a note. If it helps to tell someone what's going on with you, you can tell me. I care as a human being. I don't care in the way that I want to get involved in your stuff personally. I'm an observer. But I do care. I want you to know that someone cares. You should care. And since you care, someone else cares. Okay? Let me know how you're doing. And again, the thing that's helping me with this is a Zen sort of outlook. Zen, look the word up. Be Western thinking, I'm glad I got turned on to this. Western thinking is inferior. It grasps and is illusory and wants to create things mentally that aren't there. And it's created a lot of misery and stress, which is what we're dealing with the capitalist tendencies of our behaviors, and now how it's all collapsing around us, and we're trying our best to make it prop it back up when it's like, well, take a hint, let's change. It's rather complex, but I'd say it's time to change that mess. Move from thinking about profit and move towards sustaining, just living, just getting everyone what they need. What a novel and wonderful idea to me.